Hello all. Hi, good evening. Welcome to today's tutorial session. We'll wait for a few more minutes so that others may log in and join. We'll wait for a few minutes and then start. Okay, let's begin. Okay, now somebody wants to join. Yeah, okay, great. So let me do this. Yeah. Good evening once again. Welcome to today's tutorial on urban services planning. Today we will discuss the content of week 9. Okay, before we begin, happy Holi to everybody. So I guess today the count is a bit less because of Holi. I am audible, my screen is visible, everything is fine, right? Can somebody confirm? Yes, okay. Thank you. Because today there's some network issue in campus. It's raining heavily, so internet is really slow, and power cut may also be there. So I'm just telling before. So in case anything goes wrong, I'll log in through some means and we'll continue the class. Okay, so let's begin. Problem one. Plastic that undergoes degradation by biological processes during composting and does not leave visible, distinguishable, or toxic residue is known as dash. A. Biodegradable plastic. B. Thermoplastic. C. Virgin plastic. And D. Compostable plastic. Yeah, so this is a easy question. So, like before, can somebody attempt the question? Yes, Raja says compostable plastic. Very good. Yes, that is the answer. So it is there in the question itself where it's said that it undergoes degradation by a biological process called composting. So it's given, I mean, just by the words itself, we can actually find that it's compostable plastic. That's the other types. So we've learned biodegradable plastic, virgin plastic, thermoplastic. So all these definitions we have seen. So we'll just see that in detail over here. So plastic by definition is anything which contains an essential ingredient called high or a high polymer. So it's we have learned polymerization, then depolymerization to reduce plastic down, and these different examples also we've seen in detail. Then there are other types like virgin plastic. This basically means that it's fresh or it's not been made from something which already existed. So it's a new material. So this we usually try to avoid because you don't want to make in more plastic. So that's virgin plastic. Then we have compostable, which was the answer to this question. Then we have biodegradable plastic. So which is the plastics which undergoes degradation without leaving any microplastic visible or distinguishable or toxic residue. So it means it can be completely biodegraded. So that's a difference that we have between these two. Then other one which was there was thermoplastic, which softens on heating and can be molded into any desired shape. So that's thermoplastic. Right, so with that, will go to the next question. Problem 2. Match the classification of streets or spaces with their frequency of cleaning and choose the correct option. So different classification methods are given and then different frequencies. So we have discussed that in as per the rules, we follow certain frequency for certain areas or streets to be cleaned. So first one, P, residential streets, Q, highways, R, open spaces, S, suburban main streets. And frequencies are given twice a week, daily, no need due to turbulence, and four occasionally. Yeah, so this should have been these numbering. I'm sorry. Yeah. So Raja says option B. Okay. Yeah. So let's split it up and then see. So we know that highways or roads, do they require maximum amount of cleaning or less amount of cleaning? So they require less amount of cleaning, mainly because there's a lot of movement and there's or vehicle movement and there is some activity always happening over there. So because of all the wind movement and turbulence that's created, we don't have to clean them often. So that's the least, and we can easily mark that highways or roads. It needs no need. Then comes our residential streets, open streets, and sub-main streets. So residential streets, we know there will be a lot of like we always want to keep them clean. It's a residential street, and there's a lot. It can be a pedestrian street or within the residence. So these are not large roads like narrow roads. So they have to be cleaned daily. So that is daily. Then we have open spaces and suburban main streets. So open spaces we can like it's occasionally, and suburban main streets it's around twice a week. So that is option B. P is 2, high, Q is 3. Yeah, option B. Yes, LA Raja was absolutely right. It is option B. Shall we proceed on to the next question? Yeah, so this is, I just have one slide to show you before we go to the next question. So these were the different frequencies that we learned for different. So this was taken from this table and it is from our CPHEEU manual. Right. Let's go to the next question. Problem 3. Suction or conveyor system assisted by revolving brushes for dislogging adhered matter is used for dash. A. Street sweeping. B. Determining quantity of waste. C. Waste segregation. And D. Storage of waste. Considering the fact that this question is there in this particular module, I think it's a very easy answer. But for an exam, maybe. So anybody, what's the answer to this? A, yes, very good. Street, yes. So it is because this whole this particular module mainly talks about street sweeping and or yeah, all these aspects. So for this we know that, and this we've learned about a suction and conveyor system in our module also. Other one, waste quantity, definitely. We've learned in our previous modules on what are the different methods which are used in order to determine the quantity of waste. Waste segregation also sorting and segregation, manual segregation, and mechanical means by which that we have learned. But we don't use a suction and conveyor system using revolving brushes. And again, dislogging adhered matter, then stored. So let's see that over here. So this is what we learned. So these are the different types of sweepers, mechanical sweepers, which can be used. And the mechanical sweeper has this suction conveyor system by revolving brushes. So this is one mechanical broom sweeping sweeper which we saw in the lecture. Then we have these kind of vehicles are very common in the streets. We might have seen them going through the streets cleaning the entire street. Right. Let's proceed on to the next question. Problem 4. Which process is used for converting plastic waste into liquid fuel? A. Leaching. B. Pelletization. C. Depolymerization. D. Grinding and mixing. So, any guesses for this answer? Yes, very. Wait, somebody says A. Okay, A. The process, which process is used for converting plastic waste into liquid fuel? Was A the answer to this question? Okay, so leaching, we have learned that leaching mainly happens when you have moisture content and no, this over here, we are talking about plastic waste into liquid fuel. Uh, Leaching is a different, leaching won't come over here. We have learned about palletization also in the previous module, uh, where while using RDFs, we converted, like there's some method involved over there. So the answer to this question is depolymerization because plastics are essentially polymers. Uh, yeah, Greedy says B. Okay, so this question needs some discussion. Interesting. So it's plastic is a polymer, so we need to depolymerize it in order to convert to a liquid fuel. I think somebody said B thinking about RDF, but RDF we are not converting plastic, but it's refuse derived fuel, so it's not plastic that we are converting it into liquid fuel. So and grinding and mixing definitely not. The answer to this question is depolymerization. Right. So let's proceed on to the next question. My screen's not changed. Yeah. Problem 5. According to BIS classification, how many categories of plastics are there? A 7, B 8, C 4, and D 6. 7, yes, 7, 7. Very good. Everybody says 7. Yes, 7 is the correct answer. So this is what we learned in our lecture also. We learned the BIS classification where we learned all the 7 types of classification starting from PET bottles to so high density bottles. So I mean usually these are used in bottles and all that. Then there are other low density and other varieties are also there. So there are 7 varieties that are usually categorized as per BIS classification. Yeah, so that's been answered correctly. So let's proceed on to the next question. Match the construction and okay, then load. Right, right. It loaded now. Yeah. Match the construction and demolition based quantification methods and techniques with their most appropriate characteristics and choose the correct option. So the different construction based quantification methods, P site visit, Q generation rate calculation method, R geographical information system, and S variable modeling method. And the different characteristics given are 1. Quantify spatial distribution of waste generation in an area. 2. Detail estimation at project level. 3. Considers relationship with systematic variables to predict waste generation. And 4. Regional and project level. So let's go first one, site visit. Uh, when uh, when is it usually used, a site visit? S- from the characterization. So anybody wants to attempt this question? Okay, so 2, yes, detailed estimation at project level. So when we need a detailed estimation, so P is 2. Then Q, when do we use, so this is a generation rate calculation method. So that's mainly used when we have to find it for a large scale or a regional or a project level when we're doing. So we have the generation rate calculation method. Now GIS systems, when are GIS systems used? So GIS, we get the overall spatial distribution and how uh, uh, yeah, we get the old spatial distribution and we can give information to all the spatial attributes that we see. So that's the information system in our GIS information system. So that's mainly used when we have to quantify the spatial data of waste generated in a region. So for each spatial region, we can get this data and store this data in a GIS database. So yes, I see that option right now. One somebody has marked. And variable modeling method, yeah, so that's the last one. We look at the relationship between variables. So it considers the relationship with systematic, sorry, I went to the next question. Sorry, yeah. It considers the relationship with systematic variables to predict waste generation. So that works out to option D. Yes. P is 2, Q is 4, R is 1, yeah, S is 3, yeah, option D. Yes, LA Raja, thank you. I saw the answer has already been put in the chat box. Okay, let's proceed on to the next question. So this week is kind of very easy, so I think we are going kind of fast. But if you feel I'm fast at any point, you can stop me. Problem 7. Identify the correct sequence of steps followed in a typical construction and waste processing plant. So, okay, so it should have been A, B, C. I'm sorry about this. Yeah. So, first one, removal of undesirable substances. B, weighing of waste. And C, sending of non-recyclable materials to waste to energy plants. So, yes. So, first, what video? What's the order in A, B, C? Somebody says D. Okay. So which means B followed by A followed by C. Okay. Yeah. So basically first we need to weigh in order to see what is the weight or what is the quantity. So this comes first. And then we remove the undesirable waste or the sorting, the undesirable substances are removed. So that comes second. And then we send this non-recycled material to waste to energy plants or that's the third step. So absolutely right. It's been put rightly in the chat box. It's B followed by A followed by C. Right. Let's proceed on to the next question. Match the category of biomedical waste with the color code for their respective waste bins and choose the correct option. So the different categories of biomedical waste and their color codes are given. So it's P anatomical waste, Q infected plastic waste, R glass waste and metallic implants, and S metal sharps. And the color codes given are red, white, black, blue, and yellow. So how many color codes are general? Oopsie, sorry, I went to the answer. Uh-oh. And the slide's not changing right now. Okay. Yeah, slide same. Okay, so you've already seen the answer, so I think it can be easily answered. Or how many color codes did we see? Like generally, the different color codes which are used, how many color codes are used? Okay, somebody says option C. Yeah, four colors. Yeah, so generally we have four colors. We just saw that in the slide right now. Uh, so here five colors are given, so we know that one color is definitely not used in the classification. So we don't use black at all. So that the remaining colors are what we use. So let's yes. So I yes, Raja has rightly put black is not used. Now the answer with Raja says is option C. Okay, let's see whether it's C. So first one, anatomical waste. So that's usually marked with yellow that we just saw. And then infected plastic waste, that's given in red usually. Then we have glass waste and metallic waste, which are given in blue. Glass and metallic are usually given in blue. And the metal straps, which are given in white. So does that work out to option C? P is, yeah, option C, P is 5, Q is 1, R is 4, and S is 2. Yes, very good. So it is the right answer. C is the right answer. So this is what we saw in our lecture. So we just discussed this contaminated plastic waste in red, glass and metallic waste in blue, and then metal in white. Okay, so let's proceed on to the next question. Problem 9. Match the types of plastic with their respective properties and choose the correct answer. So mainly this question they're asking about which of the following are recyclable waste and which of the following are non-recyclable plastic. So sorry, recyclable plastic and non-recyclable plastic. Oh, Raja is very quick in answering. So option C for this one also. Okay, let's see that. First one, high density polyethylene. So we know that that's a type of recyclable plastic. We have discussed that. Then we have bakelite, which is a non-recyclable plastic. And then we have multi-layer and laminated plastics, which is again non-recyclable plastic. We have learned that anything multi-layered plastics or laminated plastics are the non-recyclable plastic. And then we have polypropylene, which is a recyclable plastic. So does that work out to option C? P is 2, sorry, option C, P is 1, Q is 2, 2, 2. Yes, yes, very good. Option C is the right answer. Okay, let's proceed on to the, yeah, so this is what we discussed in recyclable and non-recyclable plastic, the different types we have discussed. So let's proceed on to the next question. Question 10. Dash and dash are undertaken in cleaning manholes and 600 millimeter deep drains. A. Siltation and sweeping. B. Quartering and cone sampling. C. Suction pumps and direct pumping to trucks. And D. Core sampling and testing method. So this one's also option C is what has been answered. Yeah, so that's the correct answer. It is suction pumps and direct pumping into trucks because again, so two things. It is undertaken for cleaning manholes and deep drains. So for this, we need to have suction pumps because they're really deep. We cannot easily clean it using sweeping or anything. So we need suction pumps. So the answer to this is suction pumps and direct pumping in order to truck. The again from the options also the other things definitely quartering and cone sampling we have discussed in our waste management module where we discussed in order to find the composition of the waste, the quantity, the elements present in the waste. We do this quartering and cone sampling. Then we have core sampling and testing methods. That's also for in order to understand the type of waste or the composition of waste. So to clean, it's the suction pumps and direct pumping to trucks, which are done to clean manholes and deep drains. Right. Let's proceed on to the next question. Problem 11. As per Construction and Demolition Waste Management Rules 2016, which among the following is not a duty of local authority? A. Placement of appropriate containers and their collection when filled. B. Granting authorization to construction and demolition waste processing facility. C. Incentives to generators for salvaging, processing, or recycling in situ. And D. Consultation with expert institutions for management of processing facility and for recycling. Yeah, so can someone answer this question? Hello. Yeah, so the question asks which of the following is not a duty. So yeah, Ilayaraja has answered option B. Sorry, I just saw that right now. Granting authorization. Yes, very good. So here we have been asked about the duty of local authorities. So local authorities do not have the permission to grant authorizations or for construction and demolition, etc. But the other thing, so this is not a responsibility or a duty. So that's the answer to this. Whereas the other thing, placement of appropriate containers and so these are related to the local authority has power on all these things. So yeah, so it is done by the local authority. So A, then incentives to generators for salvaging. So this is also done so that so by salvaging we mean using the uh, same element of like if one so when we're using deconstruction. So when we uh, take certain old antique elements from a building and then we can put it in other regions. So that's very common these days. Salvaged columns, salvaged cupboards, all that are usually used. So by giving incentives, so we are reusing the same thing. So it doesn't become a construction demolition waste, but we are reusing them. Then we have the consultation with expert institutions. So that is also part of the local authority. So so Raja, very good for answering that. Let's proceed on to the next question. Problem 12. Which among the following is not a method of reusing waste tires? A. Retrofitting. B. Retreading. C. Cash barrier. D. Automobile floor mats. Can someone answer that question? So we've learned about different methods of reusing waste tires. Which among the following is not a method? Someone? Anyone? Nobody? Okay. So let's see the slides then. So this is what we saw. So we saw that waste tire management. In that we saw there are different methods by which tires can be reused. So like retreading, retaining walls for hill roads, using that again, erosion control along drains, coastal barriers, cache barriers, landfill cut construction, automobile floor mats, wheel for hand grabs. All this we have seen. So let's come back to the question. Now, okay, Ilayaraja has answered B, but retreading is usually used. So now, are you in a position to answer this question? Okay, so the answer is retrofitting. We do not retrofit tires, but it has to be retreaded or we can use it. We need to do some processing so all the other options, if you see, it is we're converting it or we're using it for something else. We are reusing it for something else. By retrofitting, it means it's going to be used as tires itself. So which is not not usually preferred. Right. So I think there's an internet issue. I see people logging off. Yeah, okay. I hope everything is okay. My internet is okay, right? I see or am I logging off? I see people logging off and right. Okay, so let's proceed on to the next question. Problem 13. According to Biomedical Waste Management Rules 2016, local authorities such as Gram Panchayats, municipalities, or corporations are responsible for providing or allocating suitable land for setting up of dash in their respective jurisdiction as per CPCB guidelines. So, A. Common biomedical waste treatment facility. B. Biomedical waste disposal facility. C. Biomedical waste recovery facility. And D. Biomedical waste landfill. So, I mean, this is a very easy question. So, as per our management rules, the what is the one which is set up? So that's the common biomedical waste treatment facility is the one that's set up for an entire region. It's known by the name Common Biomedical Treatment Facility. So let's proceed on to the next question. Okay, Ilayaraja says B. Was that for this question? No, it's not the biomedical waste disposal facility. It's a common biomedical. It's called the common biomedical waste treatment facility. Right. Let's go to problem 14. Plastic carry bags having a thickness less than dash are banned from 31st December 2022. A 120 microns. Yeah, very good. So this from 2020 because this it's very difficult because it's very thin. It's very difficult to re recycle or to reuse to process it and make it. So it just lies down like that. So which is not good. So plastic carry bags having thickness less than 120 microns have been banned recently. Right. Let's go to the next question. Problem 15. Waste produced because of littering by pedestrians, roadside vendors, vendor shops, etc. is known as dash. A. Behavioral waste. B. Road traffic waste. C. Construction and demolition waste. And D. Natural waste. Behavioral waste. Yes, very good. Thank you for answering in the chat box. Yes, it is behavioral waste because these are caused by certain behavioral aspects of people. Like, for instance, littering, roadside vendor shops throwing away. So, yeah, these are because of the behavior of people. So, from the name itself, it's there. These are the behavioral waste. Whereas other things, road traffic waste and all that, it's because of certain other reasons. Yeah. So, let's go. Yeah. So this is what we saw. Road traffic waste. These are different things in the road traffic waste, muds, construction, spillage of load, animal excrete. So all this comes under road and traffic waste. Then natural waste, or the dust from the paved regions, decaying vegetation. All this comes under natural waste. Right. Let's proceed on to the next question. Problem 16. Identify the true statements concerning street sweeping service. A. Cost of street sweeping and collection is generally lesser than collection from storage containers, which are domestic or street litter containers. B, waste including leaves, etc., gathered from street sweeping should be burnt. C, carriageway centers do not require cleaning since turbulence of the vehicles pushes dust and litter to the side channels. D, street sweeping vehicle collection frequency as per density of population, commercial activity, and local context. Uh, yeah, so we have been asked to identify the true statements. So first statement, which is cost of, yeah, is it a correct statement? Okay, somebody says A is correct, D. Okay, we can answer in terms of D is, but before we do that, is option A correct? Is it a correct statement? Yes, no? No, okay. Option A is not a correct statement. So what's the correct statement for that? If somebody says it's not. Okay, someone says yes. Okay, so LA Raj, if it's not a correct state, it is costly. Very good. Yeah. So because street sweeping and collection, it involves much because there's a lot of area that needs to be done. So it requires more manpower. We need additional equipment in order to do this. So street sweeping and again, then we need to collect it after that. So collection is again adds on to the cost. So this is more generally more than the overall collection system from storage containers because there we just need to collect. Here we need to bring the waste together and then we need to collect them. So it usually costs us more. Then B, waste including leaves, etc., gathered from street sweeping should be burnt. Is it correct answer? Can it be burnt? No, okay, it cannot be burnt. Very good. So, because we know that it will have all these metal particles or some elements inside it, which if you burn, it is not good. So, it is not permitted to be burnt. Yes, L.A. Raja, we are coming. Yes, you are right. Option C may be the answer. Let's see there. So, B is the wrong answer. So, C, carriageway centers do not require cleaning since turbulence of the vehicle pushes. So, is that a correct statement? Yes, that is a correct statement because we discussed in the previous, in our first question when we were discussing that additional or multiple the frequency of cleaning roads is just as per requirement because you don't, because of the turbulence, it's not usually uh, littered easily. So yes, so that's a correct statement. Now D, street sweeping waste collection frequency as per density of population and local context. So yes, so that is again a correct statement because it should be as per the density of population, commercial activity and local context. So yes, Eliraja is right. C and D are the correct answers. So option C is the correct answer. Okay, let's proceed on to the next question. Yeah, so this is what we were discussing. So let's go. Yeah, according to I think you almost saw the answer to this question in the previous slide itself. According to CPHEEO 2016, 1 kilometer of medium density roads require dash persons to meet the staff requirement concerning street sweeping. Option A 1, option B 2, option C 3, option D 4. So how many people are required to clean a medium density road, 1 kilometer of medium density road? Anybody? One, two, three, four. Okay, so the answer is two because for medium density roads, for every 500 meters, we require one person. So here it's asked 1 kilometer. So it is two. So yeah, so this is the staff requirement. So for high density roads, this is high density roads, it's one person for 300 to 350. For medium density roads, it's one person for 500 running meters. So here it's been asked for 1 kilometer, so two. Yes, very good. Uh, I see in the chat box, two is there in the chat box. I maybe there's some delay in me receiving your chats also because the internet is not really strong today. Right, let's go to the next question. Problem 18. Dash is the plant selective demolition in which salvage, reuse, and recycling of demolished structure is maximized. A. Construction. B. Deconstruction. C. Demolition. D. Decommissioning. The answer to this is yes, deconstructioning, B, deconstructioning. So I mean, I think I already explained this in a previous question when we were talking about salvage waste and all that. So Yeah, so it is when you deconstruct it, is when you salvage it, reuse it, and recycle the demolition waste. So we have learned certain definitions for this. So that this is what we saw in the lecture. So construction is when we build something, we are erecting some building. Deconstruction is when you plan it and then you selectively reduce it. So you're deconstructing it, you're taking out the elements or materials that are required, and then you're using it for other construction. Then we have demolition, which means you're completely breaking everything down. It can be by a force or manually. So that is demolition. So these three definitions, it's good to remember. Right. Let's proceed to the next question. Problem 19. Match the following. Construction and demolition waste processing. Oh, sorry, the slide didn't change. One second. Yeah. So the different construction and demolition waste processing methods are given on one side and the description is given on the other side. So P, CPWD and National Building Construction Company, NBCC. So what does they do? Then Q, Indian Road Congress, and R, Building Material and Technology Promoting Council. So descriptions are: one, to prepare code of practices, standards for use of recycled construction and demolition waste in road networks. Two, use of recycled portions of construction or demolition waste in their construction activities if available within 100 kilometers of construction site. Three, guidelines for utilizing of construction or demolition waste in construction of dwelling units and related infrastructure and housing schemes of the government. So, yeah. So first one, uh, P, which is CPWD and National Building Construction Company. What do they do? Or their description. So mainly the use of recycled portions of construction demolition waste activity. So all this planning which is done, this is done by the and yeah, CPWD and National Building Construction Company. So that matches to option two. Then we have Indian Road Congress. So yes, uh, Indian Road Congress is the one which gives all the standards or codes of practice. I think Eliraja has rightly answered over here. So that is option one, which is to prepare codes of practice, standards for use of construction, demolition, waste, and roadworks. Then we have our Building Material and Technology Promoting Council. So they promote or they give guidelines for utilization of construction and demolition waste and yeah, in dwelling. So how to use them in different dwelling units or other future infrastructure projects and all that. So that's given by Building and Technology Promoting Council. So that works out to option B. Yes, Raja has rightly answered it in the chat box. It is option B. Now, problem 20, match the following. Reuse of, so first one, reuse of potential construction demolition waste and their descriptions are given. P, timber boards. Q, gypsum plaster board. R, natural stone slab. And their descriptions are flooring. So it can be used for flooring, cladding aggregate. Two, soil conditioner. And three, reused as shuttering. So B, yeah. Can somebody answer this? Yeah, so timber boards, where are they mainly used? Yeah, so timber boards are mainly used as shuttering. So we might have seen in construction sites and all that where timber boards, so certain dimension boards would be there, and in it would be made into a shutter form. So before casting, by shuttering we mean for construction in order to make the cast for concreting or anything. So for that, so we make a shutter out of these boards, and then the concrete is poured, and then after the concrete is set, the shutters are removed. So that's what is shuttering. So timber boards are the ones which are usually used in shuttering. So yeah. Then Q, gypsum plaster boards. Okay, Leraja has answered in the chat box. So R is one, and okay, let's see that gypsum. And okay, Q is three is what is given. Yeah, gypsum. No, so P is three. PS3, that is, timber boards are used reuse as shuttering. Gypsum and plaster boards are mainly it can be used as a soil conditioner. Gypsum and plaster boards can be used as a soil conditioner. And you're right about our natural stone slab that is used for flooring and cladding. But this one is timber boards are used for shuttering, and gypsum and plastic boards are used for soil conditioning. So that is option B. Yep, option B. Q is 3, P is 3, Q is 2, and R is 1. Yeah, option B. Is that clear? Shall I proceed on? Yeah, okay. Thank you for the confirmation. Okay. So problem 21. A minimum buffer zone of dash meter has to be maintained for a construction and demolition waste processing facility handling greater than 500 TPD. So A 10, B 20, C 25, and D 30. So what's the minimum buffer zone uh, in meters that has to be maintained? Any guesses for this one? So it said that the waste processing facility can handle more than 500 TPD. Okay, so the answer to this one is D 30. Uh, so as per standards, if it's more than 500, it is 30. Now, if it is less than 500, then it is 20 that we usually use. So that's here. Okay, sorry. Yeah. So if it is more than 500, it is 30 meters. And if it is less than 500, it is 20 meter. That's the buffer zone of no development. Because, construction, because of the waste processing, if you have some developments over there, it's not good. Okay. Very good. Yes, Ileraj, I see in the chat box right now 30 meters if it is greater than 500 TPD plant. I think there's some, yeah, right. Let's go. Problem 22. Match the following category. Yeah, the different categories of waste and their descriptions are given. So P is construction or demolition waste, Q is biomedical waste, and R is industrial waste. And the descriptions given are: first, waste generated by processing activities of different industries; two, waste generated during the diagnosis, treatment, or immunization of human beings or animals, or research activities pertaining thereto, or in the production of testing of biomedical or in health camps; and three, waste comprising of building materials, debris, and rubble resulting from construction, demolition, repair, and demolition of any civil structure. Okay, so Eliraja says option B. Okay, let's see that. First one, construction and demolition waste. That is all the building materials and rubble which results from all the construction activities. So yes, that's right. It is PS3. Then we have biomedical waste, which is because of all the biomedical activities, so diagnosis or treatment or immune. So all this comes under that. So those are biomedical waste. Then we have industrial waste, which is from different processing of activities in different industries. So this is an easy question. It's there. The keywords are right there in the different descriptions itself. So yes, that works out to option B. P is 3, Q is 2. Yeah, option B. Yeah, option B. Okay, let's go to the next question. Match the following. So single use plastics are given and their descriptions are given. So P, oh, sorry, the question didn't change. Right. So P, bioplastics, Q, biodegradable plastics, and R, compostable plastics. And their descriptions are: undergoes degradation by biological processes during composting and does not leave visible, distinguishable, or toxic residue; two, petroleum-based plastics which can break down quickly; and three, made from organic materials such as corn, starch, and often made up of polylactic acid and can be decomposed. Oh, somebody wants to join now. Yeah. So what's the answer to this one? So first one, bioplastics. So again, these are the descriptions or what the compositions that's been asked. So bioplastics usually it has we can use these as a keyword. So if it has those polylactic acid, then that's mainly the bioplastic. So made from organic materials or which are usually made up of materials such as polylactic acid, and it can be decomposed. So those are bio plastics. So P is 3. Then we have biodegradable plastics. So those, again, because it is biodegradable, it has to be broken down quickly. So it's usually made up of petroleum based products. So we have biodegradable plastics, which are made up of petroleum based plastics, which can break down easily. Then we have our compostable waste, which undergoes degrade. So this we have discussed it in the previous question. It undergoes degradation by biological processes during composting and does not leave any toxic residue. Yes, Ilayaraja has answered it. Oh, so option B was for this question. Sorry, I missed it because it was with the other one. Yes, option B is the correct answer for this. P is 3, Q is 2, and R is 1. Let's proceed on to the next question. EPR for plastic packaging covers dash. Again, what is EPR? EPR, the full form? Extended producer responsibility. So the producers have, there are certain methods or strategies that they can do in order to take the responsibility of these plastics, or in order to ensure that it doesn't add uh, to the environment. So A, reuse, B, recycling, and C, use of recycled plastic content, and D, end of life disposal. Yes, extended producer responsibility. I see it in the chat box right now. Option A, A, B, C, D. Very good. Yes, all of them. So reuse, recycling, use of recycled plastic content, and end of. So all this comes under extended producer responsibility. Very good. So let's go to our last question. Which of the following method can be used to handle slaughter? Oh, sorry, the question's not loaded. I am facing some internet issue today. It's as I think I've said this before. It's raining outside, so yeah. Now we are there in the question. Yes. So which of the following method can be used to handle slaughterhouse waste? A, biomethanation. B, in-vessel composting. C, deep burial facility. D, rendering. So we are talking about handling slaughterhouse waste. Any guesses? B, A, B, C. Okay, so we are saying that biomethanation, yes. Deep burial facility, yes, and B, in vessel is also. Rendering, you're saying rendering is not there. Somebody says B is not there. Okay, so the answer to this is all of them. Biomethanation, in vessel composting, deep burial facility, rendering. All of them can be used to handle slaughterhouse waste. So let's see, this is what we saw in the lecture. So we saw there are different types of waste, and based on the categories, the different methods. So biomethanation is one method, or in vessel composting. Then we have rendering, and yeah, the rendering. Then we have deep burial facility, which are provided. So that's also one method. So all the options given over here, yeah, biomethanation, vessel, sorry, yeah, biomethanation, vessel composting, deep burial facility, rendering, all of them can be used in order to handle slaughterhouse waste. Right. So with that, that's all the questions that I mainly wanted to discuss today. If you have any doubts, you may ask now. No doubts? Yeah, so we're finishing a bit early today. Again, this was a very easy module. Not a lot of questions to discuss. It was very easy. So that's why we finished very quickly also. We went very quickly and we finished fast. So if there, I think there are only two of us left in the meeting now. Yeah. So I think we can end today's discussion over here. Thank you for staying till now, and thank you, Aliraja, again for answering all the questions very promptly. So see you all next week. Yeah, see you all next week with week 10's content. We will discuss that next week. Okay, bye bye. Good night. Happy Holi, yeah.